I don't need these anymore. You already know why. Because it's 2020. Greetings, everybody. 'Tis I, 480 volts, and Happy New Year. 2020. Wow, an entire decade has gone by. That's crazy. Where does the time go? I'm excited for this new year. I've got a lot of cool games planned to review on this channel, so look forward to that. And we're going to kick things off with the 6th game in the classic Megaman series, Mega Man 6. Mega Man 6 was released in Japan for the Nintendo Entertainment System in November 5th, 1993. Yes, you heard me right. The original NES. The Super Nintendo was kicking butt and taking names by this point, but I guess Capcom just wasn't ready to make that jump yet. In fact, this game was being developed around the same time as Mega Man's new SNES debuted spin-off title, Mega Man X. Because the SNES was starting to blow up and support for the NES was declining, Capcom chose not to release Mega Man 6 in North America. The American version of this game was released by Nintendo of America instead in March of 1994. It's worth noting that in some of the previous titles, Capcom held contests in Japan where fans could submit their own Robot Master designs for the game, and for this title they branched the contest into North America. As a result, 6 out of the 8 Robot Masters in this game were conceptualized by Japanese fans, while Nightman and Windman were created by North American fans. The story begins with the first ever Robot Master tournament, where 8 of the most powerful Robot Masters from around the world come to one location to compete to see who is the greatest. Despite having saved the world 5 times by now, Mega Man doesn't seem interested in joining. The tournament is being held by a guy named Mr. X. Yeah, sure, that totally doesn't look anything like Dr. Wily. Mr. X, not to be confused with Mega Man X, reveals that he was using and manipulating Dr. Wily in the previous games, but now has effectively brought all of the Robot Masters together and is now going to use them to take over the world, and dares Mega Man to try and stop him. Mega Man accepts and defeats the 8 Robot Masters one by one, and then enters the fortress of Mr. X. Not to be confused with Professor X. Upon being defeated, Mr. X, and not to be confused with X-Death, takes off his prosthetic mask and reveals that he is in fact Dr. Wily and retreats into his second castle where he waits for Mega Man. Yeah, who didn't see that coming? Mega Man treks through the castle, defeats the 8 Robot Masters again, defeats Dr. Wily, and strangely enough, Dr. Wily, in his haste, seems to have forgotten to install a castle blower upper button, or back door this time around, and Mega Man ties him up with rope and throws him in prison. Alright, good job, Mega Man. It only took you 2 broken pinky swears, 3 self-destructing castles, and 1 block on top of you to bring the madman to justice. With that, the game ends. Now for the gameplay. Like I always say, if you've played a Mega Man game before, you know what to expect. 8 Robot Masters, each one being a boss of their own stage, of which you can do in any order, each one with a special weapon you can use as a potential weakness against other bosses, password progression, 2 final castles back to back with no breaks in between stages, the teleport room near the end of the final castle with the Robot Master Gauntlet, energy tanks, the slide, the supercharged Mega Buster, Eddie, standard stuff. A few notable differences this time around. First off, the supercharged Mega Buster doesn't seem quite so overpowered as it was in Mega Man 5. I also do think the blast radius might be a bit smaller, but it's still a lot better than Mega Man 4. The 2 biggest differences are between Beat and Rush. For the first time since Mega Man 3, there is no Rush Coil or Rush Jet. This game features Rush adapters, with which Mega Man fuses with, giving him new abilities. There's the Rush Jet adapter, which is given to you upon beating Plant Man's stage, and the Rush Power adapter, which is given to you upon beating Flame Man's stage. Fusing with the Jet adapter gives Mega Man a jetpack, allowing him to fly for a few seconds, and the Power adapter gives Mega Man a more powerful yet short-range Buster Shot, charging up of which gives him an extreme close-range punch. The Power Punch can destroy just about any kind of shielded enemy, as well as certain blocks throughout the game that have noticeable cracks. Some of these blocks reveal hidden pathways, while the Jet adapter allows you to reach other hidden pathways that are out of Mega Man's normal reach. It should be noted that while equipped with either adapter, Mega Man cannot slide. Both adapters are used mainly for explorative purposes. Capcom was really trying to implement a healthy dose of exploration to go with the platforming, but I still don't feel it was correctly done. Beat the Bird returns from the previous game, only now to unlock him, you need only to collect 4 letter plates, B, E, A, and T. Instead of simply finding the 4 letter plates, they are given to you upon defeating certain Robot Masters. In the stages of Tomahawk Man, Yamato Man, Nightman, and Centaur Man, you can use the Rush adapters to reach hidden pathways which lead to a separate chamber in which you can fight the Robot Master of that respective stage. The fights are exactly the same as they were if you were to traverse the stage normally, however defeating the Robot Master here rewards you with one of the 4 letter plates. You can't reach these areas without one of the adapters, so if you intend to unlock Beat, collecting the adapters should be your first priority. This means you'll have to manage your stage progression order more methodically than simply starting with the easiest Robot Master to Buster. As for Beat himself, he attacks enemies on screen just like in the previous game, but no longer attacks bosses, making him slightly less abusive. The last new addition is the Energy Balancer, which is located in a secret room in Tomahawk Man stage, which you can only access by using the power adapter and is delivered to you by Proto Man, of which is his only appearance in this game. Once you have the balancer, you no longer have to switch to a different weapon in order to refill it with ammunition. Now, whenever you pick up an ammo pack, the balancer simply applies the pack to whichever weapon is least filled. This won't be too critical in the Robot Master stages, but it comes in handy during the final castles. In terms of raw difficulty, this game is a little bit harder than Mega Man 5, but it's still quite easy. The graphics are just like the last 5 games, nothing worth mentioning. The music was composed by Yuko Takahara. While none of the tracks are as energetic and driving as Mega Man 2, most of them still sound quite Mega Man-y, if that makes any sense. It definitely feels more like a Mega Man soundtrack than, say, Mega Man 4, or even 5. All in all, it's okay. It's not my favorite Mega Man soundtrack, but it gets the job done. From what I can tell, this game seems to be looked upon somewhat fondly by the Mega Man fan community. I don't by any means consider it to be a bad game, but it's definitely nothing special to me. I do like it a little bit better than 4, making it my second least favorite in the classic series. Well, there you have it, Mega Man 6, the final game for the Mega Man series on the NES. After that, we will be moving over to the Super Nintendo. But I've still got one more game I want to talk about for the original NES that's not Mega Man related. And I have another game I want to talk about for the Game Boy. And then we'll transition over to the Super Nintendo, and that's when the fun will begin. So thank you everybody for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out!